Hey guys, welcome to this gardening video. We are going to be talking about dealing with suburban deer in backyard gardens like mine and front yard gardens. This has been going on for as long as I've been gardening here, but this past week and a half, almost 2 weeks, has been so extreme. It is baby deer season, and that has complicated this issue so much because let me show you what I have living right outside my fence in the backyard. It's a baby deer. Yep. So the mama, I knew it was a mama. She's been coming in my yard for about a week and a half, 2 weeks, eating everything. Almost every tomato in my backyard has been topped. But now I've got this baby deer that has been here for the last 2 days. He disappeared last night. I guess he went with the mom somewhere. But every day she leaves him right there with me. And yes, I have been paying particularly close attention to he or she and checking on the baby and watching the baby. I think I saw it stand up for the first time earlier today, and I did get a video of that. So even though the baby is super cute, and I do love it, we got to protect my tomatoes because I also love tomatoes, and I want to try some varieties that I grew from seed this year. And the deer are making it very difficult. So we're going to have a video as planned on strategies for controlling or deterring deer in a suburban gardening front yard, backyard location. My first piece of advice, and this is something that took me a few seasons to learn, do not heavily prune your tomato plants. We're going to wait until the deer are done topping them because guess what? I need the suckers that are growing down low because if my tomato plant gets topped, I'm going to need that sucker to grow. And also, same thought process, grow a lot more than you think you will need because if you live somewhere with a heavy deer presence, you're going to lose some tomato plants. You're going to lose a lot of fruits to squirrels and chipmunks. You're going to lose a lot to the gardening pest and critters that are out there. So I always grow more than I need, and I've learned to really refrain from pruning heavily, especially in the beginning, because I don't know what the future looks like. We're going to talk more about physical barriers later in the video, but a fence is useless unless it's about 8 foot tall. There's my baby right there. This mama deer that's been coming in, she can hop this fence. No running, no jumping, just a little light hop, and she's over my 4-foot fence very easily. But there are some other tricks as far as physical barriers we can talk about later. But I just wanted to say the fence has helped me greatly since we got it put in about 5 years ago, especially since I have a dog. We'll talk about pets here soon too. But this fence really is not a guarantee. It has helped, but if someone's determined to get in here, they will. Scare tactics can be a way to deter deer. So I picked up a new wind chime. I picked up this cardinal bird thingy that spins. And I also got this electronic. Do not work. Do not work on squirrels. Do not work on deer at all. In fact, baby came back and would sit right there in front of our deer deterrent machine all day long. Let's have a look. Yeah, so these don't work at all, except for Tonto likes to pee on them now. You can change the modes, and supposedly the deer and the animals can hear the noise. I cannot hear anything but a clicking. Guess I will move them to the front yard just to see if they have any effect in the front, but in the backyard, no, absolutely not. The deer are still hopping my fence and eating and topping my tomatoes. And I have a second one right over here. I think I have it set on a different mode, but it does not work either to keep the deer from coming in my yard. And this cute wind chime doesn't really even hardly blow in the wind. The wind is blowing right now. Maybe I need to move it up higher, but as I suspected, it's minimal deterrent, if anything, because it doesn't even work right. I'm gonna have to work on it. Okay, I fixed it. The wind is blowing. Not a lot of noise. So, we'll try it out here. Next to the strawberries the deer keep munching on. Yeah, I had a really bad night a couple nights ago. Well, let's go have a look. So they came up and topped these tomatoes again. This is the second time they've done a severe chop down of my poor tomatoes. Second time. And then I was really surprised that they actually came all the way up this walkway from the backyard and felt very comfortable to munch on my cucumber plants and top them. And then they kept coming on down and they actually started eating my tomatoes here, which I thought these guys were pretty well protected, but they topped a few of them just like that, just like it was nothing to come over here. And I mean, these guys are protected pretty much, but they walked all the way down this walkway despite the fact we have a dog. Despite our house being right here, they felt very, very, very comfortable. And I think that is the key there. The deer are way too comfortable around people, and that's not natural. I think they actually topped some of my coral bells too, my heuchera. Goodness, goodness, goodness. The wind is blowing. The wind chime is not chiming. I think I have a defective wind chime. I do think if this was working, it could be a little bit of a deterrent. Windmills, not so much, not even with the birds or the squirrels or the chipmunks. Even with working wind chimes, which these work really well, the deer came right up near the wind chimes and chomped down on those tomatoes. One solution I thought was working well, very temporarily, I used this cayenne pepper and I just doused all of my tomato plants. But guess what happened? From our heat wave and the sun, everywhere there was a concentration of cayenne pepper, I got severe leaf damage to my tomato plants. So it's like I either lose the leaves to the deer or damage the plant with excessive use of cayenne pepper. Some packages, and Tonto, of course, thinks they are for him. They're not. There is nothing in there for you, boy. First item, yes, we can't persuade the deer to leave. We're going to scare them. So Halloween lights that make ghoulish sounds that are motion activated. Box. It's going to be another disappointment to Tonto. He really thinks it's a chewy box, right? We have a flying ghost. That is for the backyard. And then there should be one more Halloween decoration in here for the front yard. Here it is. Woohoo! Look at this, Tonto. Motion activated. Scary sounds. Let's hope this works. I'm going to hang it from the tree in the front yard. And then this is supposed to be like 7 foot tall. I'm going to put it together and then show you. It is extremely windy. And this thing is not moving like I thought. You should be jumping around and just spinning. I don't know, is it scary? Will it scare them? It does move a little with high wind. Maybe if I get it down in the ground a little bit better. The soil is so dry and hard here. Fingers crossed, guys, fingers crossed. This will be the trick. I actually think the scarecrow spooky Halloween decoration is giving this squirrel concern. And I don't think he wants to come in my yard. I think. This would be really cool if this works. He's definitely watching as it moves. You can see how dirty my glass is here. It is very hot today. Near 98, I think. So I'm watching from behind the glass door. Well, okay. This is very hopeful. This might be a cool idea, and I may have to rotate this guy's location, like move it every day or two so that the animals don't get used to it, where it is or where it will be. I've been watching the squirrel long before I turned on the camera, and he's just been kind of either on the tree or the fence. He definitely seems more timid than normal. But not too timid. He made it across the fence, and now he is eating my blackberries. Goodness, goodness, goodness. Yep, there go my blackberries. This tomato were hit heavy probably like 5 days ago, and this one. So now, also with excess milkweed cuttings, because I do prune my milkweed, check for butterflies first, and then you can take those cuttings and hang them near your tomatoes. I just did this after the last attack, and so far, knock on wood, they have not bothered these guys since. Of course, when they're little, you can use the baskets too. And then here's something I made a long time ago. I just saved jars, can lids, spray paint them, and other little trinkets that make noise. Just stick them somewhere where the wind will catch them. I have 2 of those. You can walk your dog around your property, let them rub up against your plants, let them go to the bathroom in the yard. You can save their hair from grooming, which is what I did here recently. Now, does this work? It should work for normal deer a little, but for my deer, it has no effect at all. They don't care about my dog. They will step right in his poop just to get in my fence. We've already touched on this topic, but plant plants that deer hate around plants you want to protect. Like I've got tomatoes here, and there's milkweed growing straight up through it. Another plant I adore because deer hate it is spider flower. All right, guys, so I also use deer deterrent spray. And there's only 2 brands that I have had a little bit of success with, moderate success with. One is the Amas Garden deer repellent. That's what's in this bottle. I also use the Bobix. The one you can get at most like hardware stores, I did not have any good luck with, but these 2 seem to work okay. I also use a collection of various scents that my girls are getting rid of. Like they went through a Bath and Body Works phase, so I have a bunch of these to use up, and I rotate the scent. And I had this left over from when my grandma visited, and they actually don't like the smell of poopery. So I just spray that, I spray this, I spray the deer repellent, and I just kind of rotate them after rain. You know, obviously you're going to have to reapply after the rain. So the next morning I'm upstairs, and it rained last night. Our scarecrow is still there, and now I have 2 baby deer. Baby's back in his spot, but there's another little one right over there. Baby has gotten huge, but still has spots. Guess I'll go get some more pictures of him today, but that's kind of sad that maybe this did not deter them from getting close to the fence. I just don't want them over the fence, but they're so cute. My husband sent me a picture of a bird sitting on top of the scarecrow. It didn't work very well for the bird or the deer, obviously, but it's possible I didn't put that together quite right. It should be bouncing a lot more, but there is baby. There's one more thing I want to show you guys. I haven't had to use these in many years. I had a larger, Tonto's stepping on them, collection at one point. I've lent them out to neighbors with deer problems. Tonto, move, please. It's these shepherd hooks from Dollar Tree. All you have to do, you can use larger ones. I just Bought these because they were at Dollar Tree and $1 back then. They're much more now, $1.50. About every, I don't know, 1.5, 2 feet, put one up. And then string fishing line about 12 inches from the soil level, and then again about 24 inches or so from the soil level. And the theory is the deer won't see it, and when they go to lift their leg, either it'll get caught the lower length or the upper length, it'll spook them, they'll turn around and run. So for me, fishing line has worked much better than a physical fence. Much better. And unfortunately, I'm going to have to do it again in my own backyard with my own fence. I'm going to have to put up a fishing line fence, which is not fun because I shouldn't have to. It's a very contradictory moment because I love baby. He's getting so big. But I also love tomatoes and my other plants like roses and hydrangeas. Yeah. So that's going to conclude this video. I really don't know much advice. I thought I did. I thought I knew what could work, but it's proven not to work anymore in this environment where the deer are very, very acclimated to humans. And that is where the problem was. And there's that other new baby. I don't know what we'll name that one. I guess this is like a daycare. This is the daycare, my backyard daycare. Now baby's been coming here for almost a month. You can see how big he's gotten. And he could very well be a girl. Well guys, I hope you enjoyed seeing all the baby deer in this video. And if you have something that works 100%, let me know. Otherwise, I'm just going to keep trying a few different things that work a little and not do the things that don't work at all. Like, well, a lot of them don't work very well. All right, guys, bye.